Learning never exhausts the mind. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Time stays long enough for anyone who will use it. Poor is the pupil who does not surpass his master. I have been impressed with the urgency of doing. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Being willing is not enough, we must do. The noblest pleasure is the joy of understanding. Experience never errs. It is only your judgments that err by promising themselves effects such as are not caused by your experiments. All our knowledge has its origins in our perceptions. Although nature commences with reason and ends in experience, it is necessary for us to do the opposite, that is to commence with experience and from this to proceed to investigate the reason. There are 4 powers: memory and intellect, desire and covetousness. The 2 first are mental and the others sensual. The 3 senses, sight, hearing, and smell, cannot well be prevented. Touch and taste not at all. Just as food eaten without appetite is a tedious nourishment, so does study without zeal damage the memory by not assimilating what it absorbs. All knowledge which ends in words will die as quickly as it came to life, with the exception of the written word, which is its mechanical part. The truth of things is the chief nutriment of superior intellects. Life well spent is long. Common sense is that which judges the things given to it by other senses. Knowledge of the past and of the places of the earth is the ornament and food of the mind of man. As a well-spent day brings happy sleep, so life well spent brings happy death. Men of lofty genius, when they are doing the least work, are most active. You don't get into trouble because of the things you don't know. It is the things you know that really get you into a mess. It's not enough that you believe what you see. You must also understand what you see. Nature is the source of all true knowledge. She has her own logic, her own laws. She has no effect without cause nor invention without necessity. He who never puts his trust in any man will never be deceived. Be a mirror, absorb everything around you, and still remain the same. Learning is the only thing the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets. Fix your course on a star and you'll navigate any storm. Life is pretty simple. You do some stuff. Most fail. Some works. You do more of what works. Your brain is much better than you think. Just use it. Beauty perishes in life, but is immortal in art. Motion is created by the destruction of balance. The greatest deception men suffer is from their own opinions. I am not poor. Poor are those who desire many things. There are 3 classes of people: those who see when they are shown, those who do not see. The noblest pleasure is the joy of understanding. Experience is a truer guide than the words of others. Nothing strengthens authority so much as silence. Every obstacle yields to stern resolve. It had long since come to my attention that people of accomplishment rarely sat back and let things happen to them. They went out and happened to things. Learn diligence before speedy execution. That which can be lost cannot be deemed riches. As every divided kingdom falls, so every mind divided between many studies confounds and saps itself. The 5 senses are the ministers of the soul. I awoke, only to see that the rest of the world was still asleep. Lying on a feather mattress or quilt will not bring you renown. An arch consists of 2 weaknesses which, leaning one against the other, make a strength. To be a winner, you must want to win but must know of the chance of losing and must not fear it. That which has no limitations has no form. It's easier to resist at the beginning than at the end. Ask advice from him who governs himself well. We know well that mistakes are more easily detected in the works of others than in one's own. Make your work to be in keeping with your purpose. One can have no smaller or greater mastery than mastery of oneself. It is useful to constantly observe, note, and consider. He who walks straight rarely falls. Envy wounds with false accusations, that is with detraction, a thing which scares virtue. He who can copy can do. To speak well of a base man is much the same as speaking ill of a good man. He who has access to the fountain does not go to the water pot. You must grow in patience when you meet with great wrongs, and they will then be powerless to vex your mind. Whatever you think matters, doesn't. Follow this rule, and you will add decades to your life. The grave will fall upon him who digs it.